So welcome everybody to CREALOGIX's presentation of how our digital banking solution works seamlessly with third-party APIs, offering customers quick, secure, and easy access to financial services, helping with everyday life events. This is also today's light bulb moment, so this is where you have your light bulb moment. And no children or light bulbs were harmed or smashed in the making of this presentation, so they're all fine. So one of the most pressing tasks that we see with our clients for all banking executives is to identify new opportunities for the benefit of their customers, from new methods of interaction and service delivery in this new digitally connected world. Open banking is one of these opportunities, and at CREALOGIX we believe that API platforms and apps enable the formation of new value propositions where customers, banks, and partners can co-create, co-brand, and co-distribute their products and services. So banking can become truly more integrated into everybody's day-to-day life, when, where, and how it's needed, something we've heard lots about, but we haven't actually really experienced yet. So how can this be achieved? Well, to be able to provide such a connected world, banks need to be able to interface flexibly to third-party interfaces, applications, and therefore need an open banking system. CREALOGIX's Digital Banking Hub is already set up with an API layer and libraries to support this hub-like service delivery. So what you can see behind me today is our own internal Banking Hub API platform, which we use to test our API libraries inside CREALOGIX. So to connect your digital banking to a limited amount of apps, your platform needs to be able to set triggers and actions via API calls between various systems. So for example, the second one that you can see on the screen here is simply how to connect your digital banking platform to your Google spreadsheet. So let's show you what this looks like in real life. Well, during the week, I'm a busy IT executive, but at the weekends, I run and get involved in a local amateur football team as coach, chief boot cleaner, and chief treasurer. So here's my team sheet for the weekend. And one of my jobs is to collect and record annual membership fees. So I'm using readily available technology to help me do this in my spare time. So you'll see on the screen, I just received a push message from the club. And the annual fee from one of our members has just arrived into my account. And I can log into my mobile banking to see the payment details. And once that's logged in, I can then check the spreadsheet at the same time. So what you'll see when that comes through is the spreadsheet is connected to my mobile banking. And this helps me have a comprehensive and proper overview of all of the members' fees as they come in from anywhere for my accounts at the end of each year. But with the connection to my mobile banking, it's also kept up to date as soon as the payments arrive. But let's just go back one step. And for this connection with Google Sheets to work, I had to allow the connection to this app within my digital banking.
So what we all like is if we have the possibility to connect APIs or connect various lifestyle apps or other financial services apps. We want to be in control of this. The bank wants to offer this functionality, but also, of course, needs the compliance that the customer has said yes to the usage of this. So what you can do is you can move to the settings, as you can see on the screen, and here you've got the functionality where you can connect to things. Now, we are using the Bank to Things, that's our internal platform, but there are others already available on the market in the US, like Zapier or If This and That concept. When within here, you can enable or disable it, and you can also enable just transfers within the account, or you can also allow payments made externally to other recipients. Let me go back quickly to the activity stream again when we start.
So the possibilities to connect apps with the digital banking are endless. Here's another very simple example where the Google spreadsheet, the reward button, and the bulb work together. And what you'll now see is the Amazon trigger buttons, which are already in use in the US, but not over here in Europe at the moment, being used to trigger an action. So why is this important? Well, my son Jack wants to buy a drone. So I came up with the idea of introducing the incentive button at home. So every time he cleans his football boots, which isn't very often, unfortunately, he can get a reward in form of £5 going into his account. So if he presses the button after doing some work, again, I've received a push message with the payment details of the £5 transfer, and this is also now added into the Google spreadsheet. Just one more clean pair of boots is needed, and then he finally reaches his goal of £250, then he can buy the drone. But being generous parents, what I'll do is I think I'll press for Jack again, and then the payment will appear, and he's finally reached his goal of £250, and even the light bulb has turned from orange to green. So the light bulb is just really a simple example of a trigger that can be executed by an API call, and it just shows that he's reached his goal, but it also shows how electrical signals can be used from an API to trigger a light bulb to go on or something similar. And the relevance of that is that people like Gartner are seeing that the top 10 trends for 2016 are pointing more to the use of devices for capturing more contextual information to get even greater insights about our daily patterns. So these examples, our API library, the bulb, the triggers, show you how financial services too are limitless in having connections to digital banking. I'm sure you've got your own ideas of how that could be used for an if this, then that trigger concept. But what does that really mean? Well, through the CREALOGIX API layer, a bank can embed unlimited content very easily into their online channels, as we've shown before. And this includes platforms such as Zapier or IFTT to allow you to connect to an almost unlimited amount of offering of apps, set triggers and actions easily across different platforms, all connected into a digital banking hub. So what we've seen today is how an API layer or an open banking system, such as our digital banking hub, can provide banks with the ability to be relevant to customers every day in a context-sensitive way, offer a wider range of functions, to differentiate from competitors, and last but not least, to be independent from legacy systems. So thank you very much for your time. I hope you've enjoyed the show. My son Jack is very happy he's got his drone. We're on the booth just outside to the right as you leave the hallway, and thank you for your time this afternoon.